Shocked Kira asks Izagi what he had done. Izagi, also in shock, apologizes to Kira and tells him that the ball came so fast. The game is over. Igo then appears again at the screen and declares that Kira is expelled. Shocked and angry by the result, Kira confronts Igo, stating that he's throwing away the future of Japan and tells him to expel Igarashi or Izagi instead. Kira then asks what's the point of the game and tells that tag is not football. Igo replies that everything they do at Blue Lock is related to football and tells Kira to look at his environment. He then tells that the room is the exact same proportions as the penalty area and stating that 75% of goals are scored from that area and it is a striker's domain. He also said that if one cannot survive under those conditions, they are not qualified to be strikers. Kira then replies that tag has nothing to do with football. Igo replies that a skill required by the fleeing side is tactical awareness or positioning. As for the pursuer, what they need is not only accurate dribbling but precision to make shots, and that's what is optimal in football training. Kira angrily tells that he can't expect to know all that stuff in under 2 minutes and that football lasts more than 90 minutes. Igo replies that an average time a player possesses a ball during a match is about 136 seconds and they were given the exact same opportunity in the tag game. Kira, still confused, and tells Igo what he expects him to do in just 10 seconds. Igo replies if that is what he would say if it is a real match. Kira was then expelled from the team. Stunned, Kira wasn't able to give an answer. Igo then replays the scene and tells Kira that he has 1 second left to survive, either shooting it at injured Igarashi, and yet he wasted his chance. Igo then tells an imaginary scenario wherein he is in the middle of the match, standing in a penalty area. His teammate's shot didn't reach the goal and hits his body. When this happens, he already gave up, but he didn't notice that by sheer luck the ball falls before him, and if he had just tapped the ball, he would be saved from his own mistake. Igo then tells that the one who is it in the tag, the one who has the ball, decides who they want to win but also gets to decide who they want to lose, and that a striker carries all responsibilities on his back and the one who keeps on attacking until the very second. He then mentions Izagi, who instead aimed for injured Igarashi, chose to defeat those that are higher than him, and Bachira with the initiative to aim for the strongest player are perfect examples of people who rather do what's best for their team, had the tenacity and courage to pursue their own will. And that's the egoism Igo is looking for. Igo then expels Kira. Kira still cannot believe he is out. Izagi calls him, but Kira gives him an angry look and proceeds to leave the facility. Izagi still thinks why he hit Kira and looks at Bachira. He then approaches him and asks the reason for passing him the ball and if he didn't hit it, Bachira instead would get expelled. Bachira replies that he thought he would kick it so he passed it, and tells Izagi that results are everything in the place. He tells Izagi that he believed him so he won. Igarashi then voices out that it is nonsense from the beginning to the end. Hearing this, Igo agrees that it is nonsensical, but so is the world. Either you win or lose, and that while they are getting excited over mediocre successes, true strikers tread a path of winning or losing everything, every single day in order to keep on surviving. He then asks how it felt for them that they felt true danger and tells them that the football they've played their lives are for weaklings, and tells the feeling of victory. Igo then declares that the remaining players have passed the entrance test and their room is designed for no more than 11 people, and the 11 players Jingo Raichi, Wataru Kyon, Okuhito Iman, Yudai Imamura, Asahi Narahaya, Jin Gagamaru, Gurimo Igarashi, Hayoma Chijiri, Rensuke Kunigami, Meguro Bachira, and Yoichi Izagi will be Blue Lock's Team Z. Team Z is doing their regimen, which includes running tests and jumping tests. After the training is meal time. Other players are already sleeping, but Izagi is seen too nervous to sleep. He then decided to practice, on which he encountered Bachira. They decided to play a one-on-one game. Izagi asks Bachira whether he passed to him, thinking that Izagi would get rid of Kira. Bachira responded that there is a monster lurking inside of him who said to pass to Izagi because he also has a monster inside him. Bachira told Izagi that he is glad he came to Blue Lock because he met him. All the players of Team Z were told to gather at the room for an announcement of rankings. Igarashi moved from 300 to 275. Izagi's rank moved from 299 to 274. Ego discussed the Blue Lock, in which it is arranged into 5 different strata, and here are 25 teams ranging from B to Z, with each set of 5 times in a stratum living in the same conditions. After the game of tag, there are only 275 players left. The first selection was then announced. Somewhere in Japan, the Football Journal is doing an interview on surprise star player Itoshi, a 17-year-old Japanese midfielder, who highly detests football in Japan. Though he has no interest in Japanese football, he already has a spot on the Japan national team, stating it's not important to him at all. Itoshi makes a bold declaration and promptly leaves the interview. It is revealed that Itoshi is only back in Japan to renew his passport, but while leaving the building stumbles upon a press conference for Blue Lock. Reporters bombard Henry and Hirotoshi with questions on the realism and reliability of Blue Lock, and Henry responds with confidence that Blue Lock will succeed and definitely fix Japan's broken soccer by creating a hero. This piques the interest of Itoshi. The first selection is explained in detail. It will be a round-robin tourney between the 5 teams of the 5th stratum, and only the top 2 teams will advance to the second selection. Another way to advance is to be the top scorer and most dominant player on your team. Tourney rankings are based on points that are awarded dependent on game outcome. A win is 3 points, a draw is 1 point, and a loss is 0 points. Also, the amount of points lost by is taken into account to rank teams with the same amount of points. Team Z is taken aback as they realize they will have to play together to advance, and then they start debating about who plays what position. Back in the conference hall, Henry talks about the history of Japanese football and how Japan has come so far and gotten so close to the World Cup but always comes out short. With Blue Lock, the dream of being the best in the world is officially revived. A hero must be born and they must lead Japan to victory. That hero will be born from Blue Lock, a facility packed to the brim with people who want nothing more than to be the best. At that moment, Itoshi tells his manager to cancel all his plans, for he wants to see what kind of player Blue Lock can create. And this brings the anime to an end. Comment for part 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.